Welcome to episode 23 of the Sweet Natured Cruisecast. Hi, I'm Linz, as always I'm joined by Marky.
Hello.
Hello. And this is apparently our best of 2024.
Apparently.
So, if you're watching, enjoy all the Mrs. Slocum hair colours. But first, here's a lot of mood music.
What did you think of today's mood music? I'm laughing before I even asked you that, because I feel I know the answer.
I don't know what to say.
Does that mean you loved it?
I feel like, your father Ted when they had the three phases of Elvis. That's what they had.
It did feel a little bit like that.
Wrong. But first, a little mood music. Wow.
I'm not sure if that's better than the last one or not.
You know what? One day we will find the perfect music. That's not it.
No.
And now some mood music. I can't let you pick the music.
See, that's what happened when you leave me alone to pick music.
The brief was adventure.
Yeah, but everything adventure sounded like Pirates of the Caribbean.
But first, a little mood music.
That's my favourite intro music so far.
Are we talking about whether cruising is good value for money in Cuba?
That track, genuinely, because you don't know this, is called Cruising to Cuba.
Is it really?
It genuinely is.
Wow.
Yeah, we'd not thought about that before.
But first, a little mood music.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that music either.
No.
One of these days we'll get an intro music that's absolutely right.
Yes.
Well,
It's awesome.
But first, a little mood music.
Your face seems to suggest you didn't like that mood music either.
That's the lift to hell music. I do not like that lift music. That music.
That
at
music
all.
reminds me of the Trafford Centre.
Oh, but first, a little mood music.
What did you think of today's mood music? Well, we'll take it for the audio listeners that face isn't impressed. So the quest continues for more mood music.
That was the worst one yet.
That was the worst one yet. I would try to go with something, because last week's one was quite a dark one.
Yes, but at least that had something to say. That was like you've been trapped in a lift.
Trapped in a... Okay, I'll keep working on it.
But first, a little mood music.
What did you think to this week's mood music?
Well, it got more virgin-y at the end, I feel.
You said,
Yeah.
I was going to go like really Virgin Ibiza clubby type thing
Okay,
for the mood music,
yeah.
but I couldn't find any that I liked. So
Okay, well, we're still looking.
Well-
But first, a little mood music.
So what did you think of today's mood music after criticising last week's?
I felt it was like something from a 1980s sitcom.
You see, I was kind of going with 1980s Magnum type.
No, that wasn't Magnum. That wasn't Magnum. No.
In which case, I shall carry on trying to find the perfect mood music.
But first, a little mood music.
I'm going to take it from your face there that you are not as impressed with episode 19 mood music as episode 18.
I liked episode 18. Episode 19, what year is it?
I was just kind of going with some like jazzy, upbeat thing.
Thanks.
We'll keep working on some mood.
All right, I feel we're going to cut to our special guest and
they'll have just hung up quickly.
But first, a little mood music. Wow, I mean, are our special guests actually dressed up to that music? It sounds very...
He's suggesting it's like a 70s adult music.
Yeah, I don't know what to...
It was called the Martini Bar.
Okay. Well,
late night Martini Bar.
Well, that's appropriate. We'll take it.
Yeah, well, I thought it worked for today.
Lovely. But first, a little mood music.
Did that set the right mood?
It did. It did. It did.
So on the last cast of the year, I've got some mood music that you like that's right for the mood.
The mood music sets the mood. Well done.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Oh my goodness, it is.
The second excursion was much more recent.
Oh, and we went to Albania. It was
I'm genuinely not setting you up with that in advance. You just knew what I was going to say for the second one.
Yeah, so we went to the largest wine store in...
Well, this was on Virgin Voyages.
Yes.
When we went into Kotor.
Yes, it was. We thought we were going on a 45-minute bus ride.
Yeah.
To where they keep all the wine and there'd be a wine tasting.
There was this old military plane hangar, wasn't it?
Yeah.
To the mountain.
Which now they've
was amazing.
Which now stocked with wine. So we were like, that sounds great. That's very us.
Yeah.
And now onto the bus ride. The lady said, if anyone needs a bathroom break, we can stop at a service station.
Because we're nearly halfway through.
Because we're nearly halfway there now. This is after an hour.
Yeah.
And people were like, no. And then when we finally got there, and people definitely needed a bathroom break, a lot of the ladies, the loo, the toilet, was about 4 foot off the ground.
Oh, I remember you saying that. I didn't go.
So my legs were dangling. It was like...
Like you were sat in one of those hammock chairs on Virgin.
I was like, what is this?
Who is this toilet designed for?
Yeah. I didn't have my camera, else I would have taken a picture. Anyway, then we got into the hangar. It was a 10-minute tour round the wine.
Yeah.
Then
and it was a massive hangar. The tour could have definitely been a lot longer.
Then we sat down for our food and our meal and the wine tasting. But of course, it's a 2-hour ride back. So I was literally picking little sips because I'm like, I can't do it on that bus again.
No. So there were no toilets.
There were no like loos or anything on the bus.
No.
And then the power went out.
Oh, yeah. And you have to bear in mind, this is in an underground cavern. And they lost the entire power, and it was off for about 5 minutes. We have got some footage of it.
So they brought out candles.
So we were sat in pitch darkness for about a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the impression this happened quite often, because they didn't panic.
No.
And they had candles and matches ready to go.
Yeah.
And then we're all sat in sort of this candlelit cavern, which actually quite nice.
It was, and then the power flicked back on.
Yeah.
And then I found a nicer ladies to go to before we set off back. But we got back with, like, it was coming up to 6 o'clock in the
To
evening.
get back, it took nearly 2.5 hours to get back. So the traffic were getting busier.
Yeah.
We were due to get back for, there was a Splash of Romance sail away party.
Yeah.
That we were in, and we missed the first half hour of that.
With free drinks.
We got on there, and some friends of ours who were on there as well just loaded you up with drinks.
Oh, my face must have been like thunder. And they're like, where have you been? And I was like, Albania. Because it was literally just off. We could see Albania.
It was. We were less than 10 miles from the border of Albania, from where we got on at Kotor.
Have you Sambuca? Oh, no, it's not
Uzo.
Sambuca. It's Uzo, because we're off to
Athens.
Athens very soon.
That was quite strong.
Wowzers.
That seemed like a much better idea about 10 minutes ago.
What were we thinking?
Wowzer. That's a bit heavy for Monday. Is it we recorded this Monday night?
Monday night.
That seems very heavy.
Now, if you could pick the perfect speciality menu, and you can pick any speciality restaurant you've ever been to, what are we having?
That's a good question.
Look, actually, that is easy because I already said I love Asian cuisine.
Yes.
So on Friday, as I said, Festival Culinary Delights on Queen Anne during the press night, I went to Albania, their Indian restaurant, the specialty restaurant, which was so good.
Oh.
The starter I had there is probably one of the best starters I've ever had on the cruise line.
Wow.
It was so good, honestly.
Yeah.
And they weren't afraid to use spice. And I want fire when I'm having Indian cuisine. So that was great. I'd also say, just to be a little bit different, when I was on Disney Magic a few years ago, I was invited actually by the crew to experience Palo for their brunch.
Yeah, nice.
I don't know if you're aware of the brunch there. I mean, it's such a beautiful, elegant, traditional venue with just the most quintessential sort of Disney service. And wow, the variety of food there was great, and they just wanted to keep giving you more and more and more. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've literally just had breakfast and I'm on brunch, and I think it was a great variety of food, and it was really, really very well done. And if I may, the one last thing I wanted to mention, actually, I'm not a vegan, but I really rate the plant-based restaurant on Green and Co. It's only features on Avia. Honestly, Matthew and I we were a bit dubious about some of the dishes, but I know what Minnie's got another mind to try this out. It was, in my opinion, stunning, and I know some of my vegan friends booked onto Arvid just because they felt they're going to have a lot of variety. And thank goodness they loved it as well, and they kept going back night after night after night. So those are the ones I'm going to mention.
Yeah.
What about you, then?
What about me?
Well, you came with a question.
Oh, well,
exactly.
My favourite, because I'm not a bread person, unless I'm at sea. So my favourite bread I'm getting from Veranda restaurant on Kina.
Which is essentially a Krispy Kreme.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So I'm getting that. I'm then having the black and blue soup, onion soup from Crown Grill.
Yeah, that's
Princess.
Good choice.
For main course, this is a hard one.
It's not for me.
Oh my gosh. I'm probably going to go a nice steak from, well, if you do something different, but my pudding is the bread and butter pudding in
Sindhu.
In Sindhu. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Oh, is that the one that's kind of like infused with carmine and crisses?
Yes. It's so good.
Now, they do cook it slightly differently on different ships. But on Iona and Avia,
it's so good.
It's the same.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
I'm going to change...
and how much am I charging for my meal, though? That's the thing.
Well, it'd have to be no more than £40, or Jamie can't try it. So we're going to limit it to £40.
Okay. I think that's 40.
So that's your fantasy meal.
But, yeah.
The one that I would add into that mix, I don't think I'd just have a generic steak one.
Yeah.
it's a bit too obvious, but the risotto that we had in Edam.
Oh, yes.
Which was sort of in Leslie.
So on Celebrity, any of the Edge class ones, they have the Eden restaurant, which is an expensive one. Yeah, 80. I think it's about £80, $80 per person now. But you go into a restaurant that's what you would pay on land would probably be £250.
Yeah.
You know, if you sort of give up that way. But they do a risotto on there that is without doubt the best risotto I've had at any restaurant, land or sea. And it's just amazing.
It's dreamy.
It'll be really interesting to see what people put in the comments, and please do put in the comments of sort of your pet peeves, the things that you really dislike, that annoy you on the cruise.
They're going to say influencers and vloggers.
People with big cameras filming. We don't have a big camera.
We do it very stealthy.
We're not talking at the table.
No.
So I'm not going to say vloggers and influencers.
But I bet it's on the list.
Yeah, I'm sure it is for some people.
Yeah.
Because it's not just cruise bloggers and cruise vloggers and cruise influencers. It's you get them from all avenues,
sectors, all fields.
And I think people who do more cruise focused content are probably more aware
and be a bit
of it.
discreet.
Yeah, and I think people who don't, and maybe not. Anyway, we've gone on a tangent there.
We certainly,
because that doesn't annoy me, but like I said, might annoy the people.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will.
What's another of your pet peeves? Things that annoy you?
Spa prices.
Spa prices. That came out without any thought.
Does my head in.
Have you been putting a list together while you've been thinking of this?
Does my head in.
Why?
Because they're stupid. They're stupid prices. And then what they do then is you get your planner and then they've got an offer on and they'll bring them down and bundle them together. So there'll be more sort of land-based.
More reasonable. So when you're saying the price is stupid, are you comparing it to what they are on land?
To some fancy-ass hotel spa jobby.
Look at you with the fruity language.
I just, come on.
No, I do get it. There are one or two cruise lines where the pricing is more reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
But generally speaking, you are paying a premium for...
And then if you do it, you go on, you think, you know what, I'll treat myself. We'll do it. We'll have a spa.
You're going to go on to one of my things that I hate.
Then you get the hard sell.
Damn it, that's one of mine.
It gets
that was properly one of my bits.
It gets me so... The anxiety, it's just so much.
Yeah.
You're going to start flogging me that. They're selling me that 100. Do you remember when we spent $120 on bath salt sachets?
I remember when you spent $120 on bath salt sachets. I don't remember me ever spending.
I think they stay in the bath, and it was not. It was.
That was the Elvis ones as well.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that they're bad products. I'm not saying they're not worth it. But if I want to buy that, I'll buy that when I'm at home.
Drunk.
Normally when I've had a few drinks and it pops up on some shopping channel, like, oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah. And she said, in that case, Royal Caribbean is your line. And she booked me was Navigator of the Seas. I think it was early 2000s. I think it had just started sailing.
Yeah.
And I took my mum, because you do. And it was just the right fit for me at that time.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't too formal. It was a lot of fun, but I still had that kind of feeling of, go for dinner, go to a show and stuff like that. And so I got bitten by the bug like that. And then I brought you in to the cruising world after a year or two of dating, right?
Yes, yeah. It was NCL Epic.
Oh.
She was a new ship at the time, I think. She had only been sailing less than a year, I think. It was 2012 and it was in the Haven. So I was spoiled rotten on my first cruise.
Yeah.
And do you think that sort of then set that level of expectation then going forward?
Yeah,
Oh dear.
Yes. It's quite funny because we talked about this when we were on Anthem of the Seas recently, about different, because we obviously cruising has changed so much even in the short time, 12 years that I've been cruising, and I think people. I mean, we could talk about the economics of cruising until the cows come home. I think that there's a common known issue across the board that cruising has got more expensive over the years. For us, you have to ask yourself, what are you willing to pay for this? What do you perceive as value? And there's a lot of things in that. And what I'm trying to dance around the point is that I've never stayed in a standard cabin.
Then just say it.
I don't want to come across
There's
as
no shame attached.
I don't want to come across as a snob.
I have.
I'm quite easy. I'm an easy person.
You just said a second ago you were hard work to sit next to at dinner.
But I'm easy to go on holiday with. Just don't sit next to me. Just don't sit next to me. I mean, if you have to sit next to me, prepare yourself.
Why? What do they need to prepare themselves for?
Oh, because they need to prepare themselves for whatever
Chaos follows.
chaos.
So,
I'm a chaotic person.
it's just chaos tends to follow you.
That's not my fault.
Let's sum up,
Christmas, sausage, drinks.
and the concerns being size, price.
The sausage?
No, I'm not concerned about the size of the sausage or the price of the sausage. I imagine it will be large. I imagine it will be relatively expensive
And German.
and cheesy. For you, Albania.
I honestly love a cheesy sausage. I remember one time going to the Christmas German market in Leeds. And this is from my other life. No, we were together.
Yeah,
From a
different job.
different job. And we went as a team to get to the Christmas markets to have a cheesy sausage.
Did you go specifically just to get a cheesy
This
sausage?
was with Amy. Oh, I love Amy. And there was the whole team there, but I was sat next to Amy. And it was the bench seating. So we're on a bench, and there's another bench in front of us. And I bit into the sausage, and the cheese shot across the table and landed
On a bag.
on the back of another lady on
Oh, so not in your team.
not in our team. Random lady had cheese like white goo. Bicycle, a black book.
And were you just crying with laughter? Or did you apologise or just walk out
Didn't
quickly?
apologise. I didn't apologise.
Did the lady notice?
No, she wasn't.
And you didn't tell her she had a big cheesy gooey stain down her back?
Gooey. No. I love chaos.
I feel that could have been in next week's confession segment. I'm not convinced you'd got forgiveness from the lady. I'd have forgiven you.
Oh, if Amy's listening, Amy, love to you, Amy.
And to the lady whose bag was
No,
cheesed.
black of the coat. Back of the coat.
Oh, I thought you said a bag.
No, the
Back of
coat.
the coat. That's even worse.
Down the back of
Well, to the lady who Linzi
cream de cheese.
who creamy cheese the back of your coat. She's very sorry.
Honestly,
Even if she doesn't look, it's out there now. I'll make sure she's sorry.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But when you got home, it was...
Yeah, when you've been walking through the centre of Leeds and you got home and there's a white smear down your coat, you might have been a bit concerned.
I don't know how Virgin can churn out so many top quality plates of food across the ship as they do. Even in the galley,
Yeah.
and the dock and the other places, we just thought everything we ate was really like elevated. It was awesome.
Yeah.
You made a really interesting comment on the live, I think it was, yesterday, when you were talking about Sir Samuel's.
Oh, it was with Tom and Dom on Tom and Dom.
Dom's, yeah.
Right.
I knew it was alive.
Mhm.
You felt that the wait was
Area?
far
that,
superior, which
yeah.
is included
Yes,
to Samuel's.
yes. I had pretty much exactly the same menu.
Yeah.
So I can compare both quite comfortably. And it was just head and shoulders.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the Cunard stuff, but the Cunard meal was really good.
Yeah.
Everything was better.
Yeah.
And
the
included.
atmosphere in there was better. I mean, we did go on the last night on Queen Anne, so it could have been a little bit quieter, but
Yeah.
in the wake, the atmosphere was really nice.
Yeah. It feels like you're in a really chic restaurant in this big city, doesn't it? Yeah.
And I also think the waiters and the staff in the restaurants, they're just so passionate about.
Yeah.
I mean, without exception, we thought, or maybe on the Extraversion on the first night, the girl was amazing who served up. I thought, well, we were lucky getting there, and then we went to and they were great, and then we went away.
Yeah.
Across everywhere we ate, we had the same experience, didn't we?
Yeah.
I got into trouble in the dock for getting my own cheese box.
Oh, we heard about that. Yeah.
I got into trouble
Who with?
with the waiter because I wanted some of the blue cheese that's in the takeaway fridge.
Yeah.
So I went off to get some, and he's like, "Where are you going, ma'am?" I'm like, I'm going to get some cheese, and he's like, "I'll get it." I'm like, "No, it's fine. I'm here. Look, I'm getting it." He's like, "I'll get it." I'm like, I'm doing it. And he was very cross with me
All right.
for getting the cheese box.
He wanted to deliver it.
Yeah. And then he wheeled the little trolley over then, if you remember. And
He did.
Yeah.
Well, you then asked if you could get some of the feta cheese.
That's in the Mediterranean gin and
Oh,
tonic.
in the tonic, yeah.
It's so good.
But the go-karts, I'm glad they're one and done. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
it's on a couple of ships, but I'm hoping Norwegian stays away from go-karts because, like you said, it took so much space from what could be actual experiences for families that is already included for everyone. You also got quite terrible stains on your shirt when we did the go-kart. Oil spill. I know I was wearing white, like there was white spots all over there's white areas on my shirt. And there was just oil all over it from someone ahead of me slicked. Like, I don't even understand how it happened. So they didn't wash it. It didn't get cleaned. It went in the trash.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Which is even more expense.
Yeah.
True.
It's then $50 for the carton plus the shirt.
No, that's...
Or maybe it's a secret way of NCL trying to get more money from laundry services.
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
If I put my tinfoil hat on.
Yeah, maybe. That's exactly what it is.
They do like nickel and diming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your experience on there? That was your first
I
one
loved
like
it.
that?
I loved going. Yeah, I loved going through those doors. I thought that was amazing. I just loved other people looking at me on the pool deck, and then I was like, I'm gone. I disappeared. You can't follow me. That was brilliant. Same thing like you said. I've cruised with MSC a lot. I think I've done 8 MSC cruises now. So I'm normally cheapest inside cabin, balcony cabin, fine. So I knew what I was getting myself into with, MSC is a very lively cruise line, great. But having that pool deck, I think for me, that was the main thing. A butler, I don't think I need a butler particularly. It was great fun.
No.
But I don't have anything for a butler to do. I don't want them to unpack or iron. Like, I just don't have, if I have clothes that need ironing, I just don't bring them on a cruise because I'm so used to not ironing them, right? But I have done before smaller cruises, more luxurious cruises. And I definitely prefer a big ship with a small area, because sometimes on the small luxurious ships, you can't avoid, like, if they have entertainment, they've got on a local guest, they want everyone to dance. Like, that's the one thing that's happening. You can't avoid it. Versus on a big ship, go roller skating, go to the theatre, go bowling, and then just go back when you want.
Yeah, I think that bit of being able to go out into a big ship and have that massive, because Virtuosa, as that example one, is a huge ship, but you've just got so many other options than just being stuck behind those glass doors. I mean, you're not stuck anyway.
No.
It's not a torture to be there.
No.
No.
But having those other options, and we did the same. We went out to some of the other restaurants, tried some of the different specialty dining, went to the theatre, as opposed to just sitting in the yacht club lounge and listening to the pianist.
Yeah.
Which might get a little bit boring if that was your only entertainment for the whole crew.
Maybe. I'm with you on the butler. It's nice that they bring you things in an afternoon. The lemon meringue pie that we had was a dream. But I'm not ready. where they had to insist if you were going to the speciality, oh, come and I'll meet you at this time and I'll walk you through the ship. I found that.
Yeah.
I
felt like going to a party, like my mum dropping me off. Mum will be back to pick you up after the party and take you to a theatre. Which, you know, they were so lovely, but also I can just walk because I know where it is.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, you often see that question on Facebook, is the drinks package worth it?
Yeah.
And the response is always, you have to be an alcoholic to make sense of it. It's like, you know, not the case, yeah. Because by the time you add on that 15, 18, 20%, depending on the cruise line, it can add up. Like the Culinary drinks, they're quite pricey. Then you add on your 15%, and I think it's, well, 2 gin and tonics probably haven't got any change from $20, have you?
No.
The thing is that you said, though, just during the day, you start off with your coffee, you might have a Pepsi by the pool. You might not even have a proper cocktail. You might have just a mocktail. You might have some water because you've been to the gym and you add all these little things. They add up. You know, they do. Jim, but you know what I'm saying. No, it does add up.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at the time we're recording on this, both of us are going on Cunard to Queen Victoria in a few days. And we sat about a week ago and really debated whether we were going to get the drinks package, didn't we?
Because it's more expensive for a mini cruise.
Yeah, it's they have sort of that dynamic pricing, don't they? If it's 5 days or less, it's this price, and it's there. But then when we went through, we did what you guys just talked about then, where you go, right, well, we're definitely going to have probably a couple of coffees during the day, and sit and chill. I'll probably get a juice. You might get one, you might not. We'll definitely get some water with the meal. We'll definitely have a glass of wine with the meal.
We'll definitely get a water to take back to our cabin at night.
And then just by the time we'd finished doing that bit, before we got onto any of the alcohol, we'd covered nearly 2/3 of the cost of the package.
Yeah.
So then you're like, well, of course we're going to have some other cocktails or something else during the day.
Yeah. One or two. Yeah.
Yes.
I suspect we might not be quite as full on as on Virgins.
Oh.
But having said that, it's a package this time, not the bar tab, so who can say?
And I suppose, going back to what we were saying earlier about there being annoyances with drinks packages, I kind of find it a bit annoying that, like, say you book or pay for your drinks package now before we go on, like, Queen Victoria, it's cheaper. Yeah, you go on the ship and you're being charged more just because you're doing it on the ship. And the frustration is for people who will have a lot of onboard credit because they're thinking, well, I'll do it when I get on the ship, because they won't let them use that onboard credit until they're on board. So then they're sort of being conned. They're getting the onboard credit, but they're losing out on the benefit of it.
You get less onboard credit, really.
Yeah, because they're having to use more of it to pay for the drinks. But and another thing, like now as well, we've got Black Friday deals. So luckily, in our instance now, we can actually get a further discount on the drinks package because we were looking to book ours tonight.
Yes.
A job after this. It was paying today, so we're gonna get the discount on top because it is slightly cheaper.